Hello everyone and welcome to episode 96 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel. As it is Brazilian Bushido 7 Jeremy Horn versus Fabio Maldonado. It's the main event, and it is going to be quite the main event, if I do say so myself. As far as we have a good piece of mail to go through, I think 25 pieces, yep. As Dan Henderson and Akira Kikuchi and Leonardo Santos extended their deals. Nick Diaz is back from filming. We signed Ryan Stout, as Ryan Stout, 16-8-1, I believe is on, he's on quite the win streak. As far as guys he's fought, that he's lost to John Alicio and Pete Spratt. And as far as that goes, not a lot of big names he has fought, but the 18th welterweight in the world, he's had success kind of in a lot of places. Former M1 welterweight champion. More of a traditional, wrestler, as he, I think, can mix it up well with a lot of the welterweights we have, so it could be a pretty good signing there. Blake Fredrickson signing with Pride FC. I believe he is in the top 10. Yeah, he's 7th lightweight in the world. I don't think he's been ranked yet, but 14-5. Has beaten some names, and he's lost to some names. Lost to Gleison Tebow and King of the Cage. He's lost to Dean Thomas, a former lightweight champion in the UFC, and a former M1 lightweight champion as well. Yeah, that lightweight division is definitely stacked, though. But he's 25. He's very, very young. Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu background. I'm excited to see what he does. He's someone that could definitely do some damage in that lightweight division. It's just that it's so tough. It's just a tough-ass division now. As Pedro Hezo extended him, Chuck Congo left Resta, Keith Haring extended his deal, as Chuck Congo, after leaving Presta, joined T-Blood, James Sahuna joined Rascal, Benji Radish extended his deal, Matt Serra left AKA, Diago Alves left Budokan Luta Livre, extended Chris Lieben, Ronald Sobral left Brazilian top team after falling out with Vanderlei Silva, and I asked him to join another group. As far as, it was just, it was that time. I felt like we needed to run through the roster again and ask people. And he's joining Budokan Luta Livre, if I believe that is, I believe that's where he's joined. Budokan Luta Livre, perfect. Rick Story left Reality Self-Defense. Alexander Emelianenko left Red Devil Sport, and I asked him to join another group, and he said nope. So he's just kind of freelancing it right now. As it looks like Anthraki Combat Club is turning into quite the group, as now Matt Serra's joined them. Carlos Newton's joined Revolution Fight Team. Hector Lombard got extended. We have two retirements, Neo Ogawa and Tsuyoshi Kashika, which Ogawa, retiring at 39, kind of makes sense. He's 9-8, 7-8 in Pride FC. Was on a 3-fight losing streak. Was having some good and great fights, though, and just couldn't really beat anybody. Just got knocked out by Liv Banner at Pride 39 in 19 seconds. Tough loss. Though the big win over Mark Coleman and Kazuchika Vegeta, though, is something to hang your hat on for sure. Took on Bob Zab and Takayama, too. He just kind of, got knocked out by Overeem. That's a tough fight, as far as that goes. Beat Gary Goodrich. That was before the mod happened. Yeah, coming into the mod, had the great fight with Don Fry. And was on a 3-fight win streak in the mod, and in real life, just as far as you combining before the mod too, was 6-0 at one point, and lost 5 straight. Probably should have got shot down to rings or something, because I want to say we popped rings at least in around 2004, 2005, but came back and won 3 straight to get it back to 9-5 and skidded again. But I think as a whole, I love Neo Ogawa, just as far as someone outside the mod, and just kind of in my personal life, I always enjoyed his work, and I thought he was a savage. So it's nice to see him do pretty well for himself. As far as Tsuyoshi Kashika, though, on the other hand, he didn't do so hot in Pride of C, but kind of everywhere else he did pretty well. He was part of Rings for a while. It's kind of where he did most of his fights, at least in the mod, as far as that goes. Lost to Big Nog at the beginning of the mod. Beat Dan Severin, funny enough. Beat Alexei Olenek, and beat Oleg Takartov, and Sean O'Hare. But I mean, I think a lot of people beat Sean O'Hare, though. But yeah, I mean, taking on guys like Fedor and Sergey Kritnerov and Mirko Krokop and like Pete Williams, like that's a bit of a murderer's row there. And you know, when you lose to like, and throughout the mod, when you lose to two former heavyweight champions in Pride FC, and then you know two top level heavyweight, even three with Pete Williams, I would say three high level heavyweight guys as well. I mean, it's just what else more can you ask for a guy? You know, when you're taking on some savages like that. I went the distance with Sergey too, which is pretty nuts. I had a good fight with him. I was at Painkiller way back when. Yeah, he just kind of got stuck with a lot of tough guys in there. But there at the beginning of the mod, though, was a bit of a savage, for sure. As they announced, Overeem has joined another fight group, and Merlio has joined Budokan Luta Livre. So yeah, I mean, everything's kind of going well. Obviously, Brazil, you're going to have so many top-level guys just because there's so many great fight camps down there. But, you know, here for Brazilian Bushido 7, Fabio Maldonado has been a killer, and he's looking to continue that reign of dominance so far in Pride FC and beat Jeremy Horn here in Brazil. We'll see what happens. We got that as the main event as Leopoldo's Zero taking on Rich Franklin, Frank Mir, and Rafael Carino. Just two big heavyweights battling out. Rodrigo Hoos and Tim Kennedy, Little Nog and Chris Lieben, Ryan Bowe and Rafael Dos Anjos to open up the show, which I'm assuming Dos Anjos is going to fucking murder him. And then Nate Diaz taking on Diago Davarz and Trey Dellingman and Bigfoot Silva's. Nate Diaz, I want to say Leopoldo too, just joined a fight camp like the day before this show started. So they're gonna have a fight camp, but I mean, to what extent did they get any help from that fight camp? So basically they're coming in untrained from a fight camp, but it's gonna obviously say that they're part of that fight camp. As for the main event, this is going to be the second time Jeremy Horn has main evented. Obviously, it's the first time for Fabio Maldonado, as they're both world-ranked light heavyweights. Jeremy Horn is 12th. Fabio Maldonado is 21st. As Maldonado has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision, and he's going to have a significant weight advantage, and he's got the Blurcast stat picks advantage. Yeah, I mean 4-0 in Pride FC rather. I said UFC. Has beaten Vitor Belfort, Gerard Mousasi, Fabio Luis Mora, and Jason Mayan Miller. Some tough guys. And then you have Stefan Bonner, who he's beaten. Ebenezer Fontes Baragi's beaten. There's a lot of guys that he has beaten for sure. But definitely the Vitor Belfort win. Huge. Knocking out Vitor Belfort. Like, that's crazy. It's a big win. We'll see what happens here against Jeremy Horn, who has not had great success. Very much, 50-50 as far as 8-8 in Pride FC. 46-14-4, though. Impressive record, but there was a string of losses there. But they're, again, tough guys. You have 2 middleweight champions in Merlio and Chuck Liddell. He's also lost to Anderson Silva. He's lost to Nate Marcotte twice. Lee Murray's a savage. He lost to him. But he's also, he's beaten Frank Shamrock's beaten Rich Franklin. He's beaten Vitor Belfort. They both have that, even though at 2 different stages of Vitor's career. Should be interesting. Should be an interesting main event. As, I would trust Fabio's skill standing, and plus with a significant weight advantage, I just don't see him losing. But we'll see, though. Maybe Jeremy Horn can shock the world. As Leopoldo Zero taking on Rich Franklin, as Leopoldo is the 19th ranked middleweight in Pride FC, as Franklin is the 19th ranked middleweight in Pride FC, whereas Leopoldo is 23rd. Leopoldo submitted 4 of his last 5 opponents. This is his Pride FC debut, and he's got a tough one against Rich Franklin, as Leopoldo is 21-4-1 with 1 no contest. So his last fight was a drug test failure. After I think he won his fight. Yeah, he did end up originally winning by Kimura in the 4th round, but he failed a drug test, which is crazy. I didn't even know Jungle Fight did drug tests, so that's just kind of crazy enough. As far as that guys, he's lost to the former middleweight champion of the world, Marlon Julie. He's lost to Rodrigo Hoos and Andrei Semenov. As far as guys who have been in Pride FC, he's lost to him. He hasn't faced on anybody, or hasn't taken on anybody else who was a part of Pride FC and won, so that's not a great sign, not a great telling sign. But who knows? He's had a great stretch of fights over the past couple of months. We'll see. See what happens. He's got a great record on his hand, but Rich Franklin is a savage, of course. Has been around for a long time. Obviously, pretty much since his debut in Pride 9 at New Blood, which was June of 2000. He's been a staple. He's lost some big fights though. The fight with Rampage at Final Conflict 2003. That's a tough loss because that really could have changed his career. He got some gimme fights, if we're going to be honest, against Masakatsu Funaki and Kazushi Sakuraba. But then had some tough fights, but lost to Mark Hott, Faircloth, beat Rodrigo Hoos by a majority decision, then lost, beat Tim Kennedy, though, knocked him out at Pride FC Worldwide 3. Hasn't had a fight since, March of 07, so it's been pretty much a year since his last fight. He's 33, it's kind of crazy. Obviously he was at one point the young kid, but now he's supposed to be in his prime of his career. We'll see what happens. That's going to be an interesting fight. It's Frank Mir and Rafael Carino, as they have fought once before. This is the prelims of Bad to the Bone, which Rafael Carino won by split decision. Obviously, that was back when we had 2 rounds. So now we have the 3rd round. We'll see what happens as far as how this fight's going to go. Obviously, Rafael Carino's been on a losing streak, hasn't won since March of 05. Frank Mir submitted 3 of his last 5 opponents. Frank Mir 7-0 on the Blurcat staff picks. Yeah, he is obviously a savage. And Frank Mir 9-3, 5-2. As far as his 2 losses come from Rafael Carino and then Roy Nelson, and they got knocked out in the first of Final Conflict 2005. He's beaten Kevin Randleman, beaten Gibby Javel. He won by decision in October against Hirataka, and he's beaten Daniel Puder, he's beaten Trey Tellingman. So as far as his biggest wins, definitely Kevin Randleman looking to get that big win over Rafael Carino to avenge that loss, that split decision loss. And Rafael Carino looking to get a win. It's weird because he's 3-2 after when he fought Frank Mir right at the beginning of his tenure in Pride FC. He thought he was going to go on a whole nother war path here. Beat Ben Rothwell by TKO2 in a really great fight, and then Mega Bushido 2. Then beat Randy Couture. Just that split decision loss to Heath Herring really changed the trajectory of his career, because then he took on Tim Sylvia and he got knocked out in the second. Sometimes that just one loss can really derail you. Because, obviously, Couture, he was ranked 5th, but he was definitely way overranked because of how great he was. Because Randy Couture didn't do that well as far as in Pride FC. But, he's beaten, Mike Russo, who's a former UFC heavyweight champion. And beating, Frank Mir, Ben Rothwell, who's a savage. And he's beaten some big names. It just hasn't went his way. Obviously, he has size on his side, rather. But it's going to be a tough fight, though. For Rafael Carino, looks like, according to the Blurcat stat picks. So Rodrigo Hoos and Tim Kennedy, as Kennedy trains at the American Top Team, which Hoos has an overall record of 0-1 against other members of that team. So Tim Kennedy has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. Rodrigo Hoos hasn't won since December of 04. Kennedy will have a significant weight advantage, and he's got a slight advantage to the Blurcat stat pick. So a couple of people are back in Rodrigo Hoos, even though he hasn't done that well in Pride FC, because his one win was against Sakuraba at the first Brazilian Bushido. Yeah, he's beaten Melvin Manhoof in rings. He beat Leopoldo at Mecca 11, so we'll see there. Lost to David Terrell, who's done very well for himself in the UFC. Well, it's when you lose to Ronaldo Sobral, lost to Rich Franklin, and then Alan goes to 3 straight losses. That's always tough to kind of bounce back, especially Tim Kennedy, who it looked like he was going to go on a run, as he was 3-0 at one point, beat Musasi, beat Keith Jardine, and then Guy Metzger. Took on Rich Franklin, though, and Rich Franklin chopped him down. And, he's beaten Benji Radish before. He's beaten he lost to Nate Corey, rather, in April. He's, he's someone to watch out for, just with his style being a more traditional kind of wrestler, but he's got a lot of different skill sets that he can really bring it to someone. That's a tough fight. Tough fight for both guys. But I would definitely hedge my bets to Tim Kennedy. As then Little Knock taking on Chris the Crippler Lieben. Little Knock has the advantage, according to Blurcat stat picks. As Lieben's won, as he's finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Yeah, Little Knock, he's 6-3, which is, not a great record. I just beat Mark Hughes was his last fight, and that was by split decision in August of '07. As far as that goes, lost to Patrick Cote, lost to Jardine, lost to Rodrigo Gracie, which is not great. Rodrigo Gracie was not great at all. So the fact that he lost that, it's not a great sign. But the Keith Jardine loss, I mean, that's Keith Jardine, I thought, was another guy that was going to run through some people in the middleweight division. Yeah, I mean, really, as far as his big wins, definitely the Mark Hughes win. We'll see what happens with obviously Chris Lieben, a tough guy, southpaw. They're both 6-3. He just beat Jesse Forbes in September. The Maldonado fight was crazy. Just two guys that were going to swing, but he lost to Mark Hughes by split decision. It's kind of funny he lost to Josh Rafferty at UFC 58. Obviously, they were in the same tough class, and yeah, I mean he's someone who beat Rodrigo Gracie, obviously, because Rodrigo Gracie wasn't that great. But yeah, obviously it went through a bit of a path of having good to great fights besides Mark Hughes' fight, which I mean Mark Hughes was just probably laying and praying if I had to guess, but I wouldn't mind betting on Chris Lieben there. He's got a knockout chance of winning that one. Then Ryan Bowe and Rafael dos Anjos. I didn't even re-sign Ryan Bowe. That's how much confidence I have in Rafael dos Anjos, which seems to me maybe be a problem here, because Ryan Bowe's leaving, but the Blurcast stat picks have it to Ryan Bowe getting the win. Hasn't won since September of 04. He's 0-3, or 0-3 rather. And he lost his last fight at the King of the Cage before joining Pride FC. Obviously took on some savages though, PJ Penn, Jose Aldo, Joaquin Hansen too, Juan Barraga even. Some tough guys for sure, but I just don't see it happening. Dos Anjos obviously becomes a savage, and I think is going to really get his first big-time win. He's kind of like Spencer Fisher, Marlon. Just not some big names, but I think this is going to be a big win for him against Ryan Bowe, and really can solidify that he's here in Private C in the lightweight division. But there's a lot of great lightweights, though, at the same time, so good luck to him on that. As Nate Diaz taking on Diago Davarz, as Diago Davarz trains the West Side Fight team, which Diaz has a record of 1-0 against other members of that team. First time they fought. Nate Diaz with a 7-inch reach advantage. That is crazy, especially for a guy who's pretty talented on his feet. Definitely would expect him to play into a factor in that. He's beaten, at least, I think, out of, comparing what Dos Anjos has done, he's definitely beaten some better names. Just kind of crazy he didn't have a fight between 2005 and 2006. Really hindered not having a lot of younger guys in there for him to fight. But he's ready, though. I mean, he's a fucking savage. But Diago Davarz, though, is also a savage in his own right. 6-2, both young as hell. Young lightweights. Was on a 2-fight win streak in prior to season, lost to Gleison Tibau, and then lost to Daisuke Nakamura, which the Nakamura fight was really good from Prior FC Worldwide 5. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I wouldn't, again, depending on what the betting odds are, Diago Davarz underdog bet wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Straight drama Tellingman taking on Bigfoot Silva here. And Silva hasn't won since February of 06. So basically a 2-year losing streak. As Bigfoot Silva's going to have a significant weight and reach advantage. But there's still one person backing Tellingman, the Michael. I just don't see it for Trauma Tellingman. He's 2-2 as Bigfoot Silva. He lost his debut against Alexander Emelianenko, who is a savage in his own right. As far as he's 4-1, I think Alexander Emelianenko is in Pride of C. And Trey Tellingman, God bless him, 11-8-1. As far as his wins go, like the Mike Bork win and Butterbean win, they're terrible. They're not great, but they're exciting fighters. So at least that's why they're signed to Pride FC at one point or another. Definitely was kind of getting some wins over guys who had losing records. So I mean, really, what can you say? He lost to Gabriel Gonzaga, lost to Frank Mir, Keith Jardine, Fabricio Verdum. Gary Goodrich, too, got knocked out in the first of the opening round, the first ever Grand Prix we did. The first episode, he got knocked out in 6 minutes. And, I don't see it happening. There's no way Bigfoot Silva's going to lose this one. Trey is 43. It's pretty much at the end of his career, one would assume. We'll see what happens in this prelim fight. I mean, this is what the MMA world is about, defeating the aging veterans who have nothing left in the tank to the young upstarts, and I just don't see it happening though. But who knows? They might shock the world. As a karate submission fighting style with Trey Tellingman, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style with Bigfoot Silva. As Big John McCarthy's a referee. Ringside judges. Tellingman's given up at least 30 pounds and the reach advantage as well. Silva's fighting from a home crowd. He gets a big cheer. As here we go, they touch gloves. There's two defensive jabs hits from Silva, but neither have any power behind them. There's a left jab and a right hand from Tellingman. I mean, look at Tellingman, though, putting the fight to Bigfoot Silva, and there's two counter left hands. There's a quick one, too. Doesn't land either blow, though. There's another left jab while Silva's backing away. He can't up the sub left jab. There's a nice straight right hand, though, from Tellingman. As they meet in the center, they start to strike. As Tellingman sees the head kick coming and counters with the right hook. Oh, my God. As Silva shoots in for the takedown, though, because he is not, I mean, Tellingman. What a great performance so far. He's really doing a great job, as Silva can't even take him down, so he's going to push him up against the ropes. Now he's going to go down low and grabs his opponent's legs. He can't even do that either. Tellingman with a good solid base. He's backed up against the ropes. Let's see if he gets the takedown. He's finally got it, though. He's now in half guard. Tellingman looking to scramble. Silva's too quick, though. Gets caught up in side control, though. Looking to sweep, but that's not going to budge him. There's a brutal knee strike just above the hip. Another knee strike to the ribs, though. This is not good. Looking to sweep, and that's not happening. Now Bigfoot Silva's really found his mark. Another vicious knee strike to the ribs. He's just going to fucking town. As Silva's going to give up the north-south position back into side control. Obviously makes sense there. He was doing a lot of damage. Another knee strike just above the hip. Trying to sweep, but he gets rolled and gives up his back. Looking for the rear naked choke. Not going to happen. He's going to have to get both hooks in if he's probably going to want to finish this fight. Trying to get him off his back. He can't. Looking to finish him up before the round ends, and that's not happening. Yeah, I mean, that was a good first start, though, for Trey Tellingman. Did a great job as far as standing. Held his ground twice, too. And just that third time, couldn't do it. And Bigfoot Silva just took him down, and it was pretty much all she wrote for the end of the round for him. So that happens in the second. As they meet in the center, they start to strike. There's a right cross from Bigfoot Silva, and there's a clean right hand from Trey, as then they start jacking up for a position. Silva seems to be the aggressor of the two. He's got him pinned up against the ropes, looking for a sweep. Can't have it. Looking for just a single leg now. Looking to just take him down to the mat. He does so. Sweeps him down. He's got side control too, which that's not going to be great. There's a knee strike to the ribs. As he's just throwing some strikes now. As Trey sweeps him, but he only manages to move him from side control to north-south. So, oh, now there's some unable to land many clean shots. So he's still trying to do some. Yeah, he's going to go back to side control. Knee strike above the hips. Looking to sweep to end the round. That's not happening. And your final round, and Trey's going to have to knock him out if he's going to want to win it. There's a left hand in exchange from Bigfoot Silva. As he can't connect the setup, strikes with it and scores to the right cross. Trey's starting to slow down, so is Silva, though, looking for the takedown. Can't get it. Going to push him against the ropes. Looking to go down low and grabs the opponent's legs. He does so. As now he's going to try to get through, but he only a couple punches will manage to get through. As he's Silva's up too quick. He's able to grab him inside control. Oh, there's another knee to the ribs there. Just some brutal knees to above the hip and into the ribs. Just not great. As some more knees to the ribs. Looks like this is going to go the distance. And Big John's going to stand him up with about 45 seconds left. Yeah, fatigue's starting to creep in. Definitely the knees to the ribs, though. I'm assuming they're not helping his cause. Can't hit the sub left cross, hits the right. Can't hit the sub left jab, rather, hits the right cross. And Tellingman misses the right cross that leaves open for a counter. And Silva comes in with a powerful straight right hand that lands clean, and he knocks him out with 14 seconds left in the fight. As Bigfoot Silva is going to end it before it even gets to the decision. It's a nice win for him. As man, I thought for a second we were going to have an upset when it started out. He was doing a great job. Trey was by pushing the fight to him, but just it wasn't enough. He was getting fucked up once he was on the ground. That was all she wrote. But I mean, hell of a fight though. Hell of a heart that Trey Tellingman has there. As gives a name check to everyone that Gabby Ty, rather, as all of his various sponsors, all of his friends, family, supporters, he praised Tellingman for the tough fight. Now Nate Diaz at Diago Davarz. Our next prelim bout is 3-0, 6-2, Stockton, California. Florino, Brazil, 22-23, both guys 6 foot. Nate Diaz weighed in a little bit heavier than you meant. Hit the 161 mark. Diago Davarz opted for the 155. It's interesting. It's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with the boxing background for Nate Diaz. As obviously that Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is not really that big of a deal since he had no fight camp literally before the fight until the day of the fight. The Westside Fight team for Diago Davarz. It's minus 230 for Nate Diaz, plus 180 for Diago Davarz. We'll see. Big John McCarthy's a referee, ringside judges. Davarz gets a good reaction for the fans. Let's see if he can keep the Brazilian streak going. It's opening bell. Davarz appeared to be going for a takedown, but Diaz took the initiative first. Diaz can't hit the step right jab and then hits him with a crunching left hook, though. As Diaz gets a dominant position in the clinch, looking to push him around, looking for the trip. Oh, as Diaz maintains a good solid base. I can't believe Davarz has control as he's trying to trip him, but it ain't gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna get him down as Diaz is gonna talk a little trash now. Looking forward a third time, not happening either. Just gonna drive him against the ropes, and now Diaz reverses, so now Davarz is the one up against the ropes. Oh, and he blocks that as well. We had a bit of a stalemate here, well, until Diaz uses a nice inside leg trip and Davarz is forced to pull guard. Clear slowing things down. Oh, look at Davarz looking for a triangle choke. Diaz defends it well, though. That would have been nuts. Looking for another triangle choke. Diaz blocks that again. And looking for it a third time. Not happening. I mean, Davarz is keeping busy on the bottom. I gotta respect it. Big John McCarthy's going to stand him back up. As there's a right jab and a left cross. As moving fast, Diaz wrestles his way into a down position in the clinch. There's a knee strike to the body. As he wrestles himself in a down position. As he's looking to sweep him down. As Diaz blocks it and takes control. There's another big knee strike. And more knees. He's pinned up against the ropes. Looking for a trip takedown. And he's got it. And he's got side control of it. Superb outside leg trip. And side control now. Diaz begins working to get mount. As Alt loses his control momentarily, he tries the mount, and scrambles begins. As he's up first and quickly grabs Davarz, pushing him up against the ropes. He looks to sweep a leg out from under Davarz so he can take him down with a trip, and it gets side control off of his superb outside leg trip to end out the first round. That's a tough one because Davarz really landed nothing. Did no damage, but he was doing a good job as far as trying to get a triangle choke. That was really only positive there. Nate Diaz definitely won the round though. Yeah, and then the body blows are definitely showing. The red marks there. Not great. Not a great start for Diago Davarz. He's moving in fast, looking to get him into a clinch, looking to sweep him. Diaz is just too much for him. Backs him up against the ropes. Got him pinned. Looking to create some space, though, as he tries for the foot stomp. Does Diaz. As now he's starting to slow down a little bit, and so is Davarz. Can't connect with a jab, and then lands the big left hand as Davarz shoots in. But it's a great sprawl, though, from Diaz. As now look, attacking with a quick flurry. There's 5 punches that catches Davarz with a crunching left hook. That's just crazy. And he can't connect with the jab. Catches the left hook again though. Nate Diaz just really outclassed him, which is just crazy. I figured it'd be a little bit more closer than this. As there's a nice knee strike from the grappling, catches Davarz to the side of the stomach. Another big knee to the body. Minute left. Trying to push him against the ropes. He's got control. Looking for the sweep. He's got it, too. Yeah, he's just too much for him. And that's the end of the round. Davarz is going to have to finish the fight if he wants to win it. Yeah, that was a pretty fun round. As, just the large bruise that is starting to develop is not helping Davarz. I'm sure in the stamina department now, 15 minutes into this fight. As they get it close to start clinching. Trying to wrestle him against the ropes. He does so. Now looking for the trip. He's got it. It's an outside leg trip that sweeps Davarz down to the ground. Now he's on his back inside control. There's a couple punches that keep Davarz guessing, looking for mount, and he gives up his back instead. And we're going to get the rear naked choke, it looks like. Davarz defends himself well. I thought for sure that was going to be the finish. He's still fighting off that rear naked choke attempts. Can't break free of the hooks, though, as there's some big left hands, but Davarz covers up well. Now several shots are landing. But that's the end of the round, and that's the end of the fight for Nate Diaz, who's going to win this one by unanimous decision. As I thought he was going to get a finish, though, in that third. But, 4-0 for Nate Diaz. 6-3 for Diago Davarz, who's had a bit of a tough go of it as of late, but still early on in his career. He's 23 years old. He'll bounce back, I'm sure. Just Nate Diaz is just a whole other class. Oh boy, as Nate Diaz thanks all of his sponsors for backing him, also thanks all of his family, friends, and supporters. He asks who he wants to fight next. He once again calls out Joe Lozon, adding he's ducking him because he knows he'll lose. That fight will be fucking crazy, as he's charismatic and he helps him benefit from these interviews. It's Ryan Bowe and Rafael Dos Anjos. Let's see what happens. it's minus 110 both ways, so it's definitely closer than I anticipated. It's 5'5", 160 for Ryan Bowe, 5'7", 161 for Rafael dos Anjos, as the Brazilians are 1-1 going into this fight as well. Jiu-Jitsu Muay Thai background for Rafael dos Anjos, Judo style for Ryan Bowe, Abiani Combat Club, Minnesota Martial Arts Academy for Rafael dos Anjos, which is weird. I figured he'd have some type of Brazilian camp. So Big John McCarthy's back out there for this for this bout, as they both, even though they weighed in the same, dos Anjos very clearly has significant weight advantage now. Got the significant weight, got the reach, I'm assuming, as I kind of forgot already what their reach advantage was, but that's alright. So there's the bell. They touch gloves. Both fighters, when they get in close, they get into the clinch. As looks like dos Anjos looks like he's gotten the better of the clinch. There's a big knee strike to the body. Tries for a knee, but Bowe defends himself well. As he's trying to wrestle him up against the ropes, but Ryan Bowe doesn't allow that to be happening. As trying to push him against the ropes, he's got him though. Up against the ropes this time, looking for a sweep. He's got him. Not a great sign for Ryan Bowe. As looking to sweep from the bottom, that's not budging dos Anjos, as he's trying to keep him guessing with a couple of strikes, trying to pass guard, and the scramble begins. But somehow ends up on top of Ryan Bowe north-south, as Bowe again catches dos Anjos trying to move from side control and scrambles again. Oh, and now he's just grabbed him with a waist lock, and he's got back control, trying to push him down up against the ropes. It's not happening. As he's just gonna struggles free and returns to the center. That's Ryan Bowe. Now dos Anjos looking to box with him. So Ryan Bowe may get in close, but dos Anjos aggressively pushes the pace here. It's still a two-punch combo, but Ryan Bowe avoids both of them, as dos Anjos again has the advantage, trying to push him against the ropes. Can't do it though. Gets a more dominant position in the grapple, as trying to get him down. That's not happening. Dos Anjos instead wrestling into a dominant position in the grapple, looking for the trip takedown. That's not happening either. As he's trying to wrestle backwards up against the ropes, he does so, and he's got him pinned, looking for the trip. An excellent outside leg trip sees Ryan Bowe get thrown to the mat, and he's got side control. And looking for an armbar. Defends himself well out of the armbar, though, as throws a couple punches designed to keep him guessing. A few left hands, mainly just trying to catch his breath. Not really doing a lot of damage, but he's just laying shots to lay shots. Big John's going to stand him up with about 50 seconds left, as dos Anjos fails him with a jab, and then lands the left hand, as he's trying to get a takedown to end the round, does Ryan Bowe, and that's not happening. And he's just going to push him against the ropes, dos Santos, to end the round. Yeah, I mean, domination for Rafael dos Anjos there. Not a lot happening, though. I was hoping Rafael dos Anjos would really light him up standing-wise, but that really hasn't happened yet. We'll see. Maybe we'll get him into a Muay Thai clinch here in the second. Looking for the takedown. Right out of the gate is Ryan Bowe, and he cannot stop it. But he's got a guillotine off the takedown. Oh, and it is not happening, though, as he's got a guillotine in, but despite his best efforts, he cannot force a tap. And must have just not been completely applied, as that would have just been over. He's got a release now, so he doesn't gas himself. Now he's trying to pass guard. He can't get past it, though. Dos Anjos looking for an armbar from the bottom. Not happening. As Bowe throws a few weak-looking punches decides his next move. Again, dos Anjos looking for an armbar. Not happening. As dos Anjos stomps him at half guard instead of going from side control. Let's see. I mean, Ryan Bowe had complete control, but, it's kind of weird. It's weird that he definitely won that round just for what happened, but, he almost got submitted with the guillotine. A lot of armbar attempts just didn't happen for Rafael dos Anjos. He still can win this third round. He'll definitely win the fight. We'll see what happens, though. As Bowe, again, same type of idea. Goes for the takedown right out of the gate. Same game plan here, but it does not work this time. As Ryan Bowe's going to have to push him against the ropes and looking for the takedown. He's got it, though, and he's got side control, too. Throws a few strikes, just clearly slowing things down so he can catch his breath. Looks like Ryan Bowe might steal one here in the third. As he's trying to transition the guard, but he can't manage it. And side control, Ryan Bowe catches his breath. As he blocks his punches, he tries to transition the guard. He's trying to look to catch his breath here. Halfway point again, Ryan Bowe just slowing things down. And finally, Big John McCarthy's going to stand him up with 1:45 left. Both guys are slowing down, though, as dos Anjos moves in for a clinch. This tries for a knee, but Bowe defends himself well. Damn, he can't keep control of the clinch. It's being pushed around now. As now looking to take it down to the ground. And dos Anjos defends that well, and he takes control of the grapple. And there's a knee strike from the body. Trying to muscle up against the ropes. He does so. Can we get a takedown to end the round? He does. Wow, there's some elbows to end the round. That's a big-time takedown for Rafael dos Anjos. because obviously these fights are kind of graded off the entire fight and not just round by round, I would give it to Rafael dos Anjos. It was me. We'll see if the judges agree with me. Yeah, they're going to all agree. That second round, sure, dos Anjos didn't land anything or anything, but, like, he was really trying to finish that fight, I felt like. And he definitely won the first. I think it's close with the third. You know, obviously, Ryan Bowe landed more shots, but I felt like in the entire fight, you know, when you win that 10-minute round, that's a big advantage for you, and as far as that goes, and I feel like Rafael dos Anjos deservedly won that fight. It's 4-0 now. 12-10 will be Ryan Bowe, and it was out of the Pride FC. As Rafael dos Anjos thanks everyone connected to Minnesota Martial Arts Academy for helping him prepare for the fight, and the sponsors for supporting him financially. As he then asks who he'd like to face next, he answers that he still wants to face Joe Lozon, and he hopes that fight can be put together soon. Everyone wanting Joe Lozon. It's Lil Nog taking on Chris the Crippler Lieben. As Lil Nog is, you know, both guys 6-3. We'll see what the Brazilians now are losing. The Brazilians are up 2-1 rather. So let's see if they can make it 3-1. And you know, very very similar though. I mean, Chris Lieben, he doesn't have the height, but the same style of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu boxing backgrounds. You know, Damian Maia, Ricardo Almeida, Jiu-Jitsu, minus 110 for Lil Nog, plus 110 for Chris Lieben, which I might hedge my bets that way. We'll see. I mean, this should be a pretty fun fight, though. Big John McCarthy's back out there. He hasn't done a great job of fishing, I hate to say it, so far that I've seen on this fight card. So even though they weighed in at 205 yesterday, Lil Nog, rather, is much bigger now. So Lil Nog gets a good reaction from the fans. He enters the arena. He's fighting from a home crowd tonight. So they touch gloves, they engage. As Lieben hits the right jab, but misses the left hook, and Nogueira scores a left hook to the side of the body. They stand and trade in the center of the ring. Nothing really comes of it. There's Nogueira with another left hook to the side of the body. Now, Lieben with a right hook to the side of the body. I mean, they're just kind of going tick for tack here with body shots. Lieben slipping past the right hook attempt and attacks with a right cross. There's a left hook, or there's a right hook, rather, from Lieben. I don't know what's going on with Chris not using the left hand, but that's all right, though. As Nogueira hits a left jab and doesn't connect with the right hand, though. As always, Lieben's telling them to bring it. As they engage in the center, Lieben misses the big left hand, playing off balance, and then here comes Nogueira with a jab and a right hand. As they come together and trade some leather, but neither does any damage. As there's a right hand, and then a right jab, and then lands the left hand cleanly, does Lieben. As, he is hurt with that left hand. And there is another hard left hand right through the guard, and Little Nog is knocked down. Let's see if Lieben can finish him. There's some big left hands. He is in big, big trouble, but looks like Little Nog weathers the storm and is still in this fight. And as now Nogueira calmly deals with the shots. I mean, I can't believe he didn't finish the fight, to be honest. I mean, he was really laying him in. As Lieben pounds away some more. He's definitely won the round, for sure. And that's the toughest round, that's the big round to win. It's that first win. As he blocks his end to pull guard. Big John's going to stand him up with about 3 minutes left in the first. They meet in the center again. There's a jab. It doesn't connect to the right hand. There's another clean left hand from Lieben. As Nogueira missing the right cross. And there's a nice left hook from the counter from Lieben. As that last punch definitely hurt Little Nog there. He grins in a response, but he's not fooling anyone. As Lieben feints one way, throwing Nogueira off balance, and then he steps with a right hand. There's a left hand from Little Nog. There's a right hook from Lieben. A left cross from Nogueira. A jab, and then also a left hand to the body from Nogueira. I mean, this fight so far has been really fun. As he's off target with the right jab, but there's a good left hand from Lieben. As Nogueira hits the left jab, also scores the left hook to the side of the body. And then there's Lieben with a right jab, but the left hook's blocked. As Lieben's starting to slow down, two combatants meet in the center. Missing with the right cross, leaves it open for the counter with a good right jab and a good left hand from Lieben. As they meet in the center again, Nogueira misses with the attempted body shot, and he gets countered with a quick right jab and a left hook that's ducked. As they meet in the center again, Nogueira getting countered with the jab, but the left hand narrowly fails to connect. As a minute left, Nogueira's now slowing down. As Lieben again tells him to bring it. As as two fighters engage, there's a left hook from Nogueira. There's a good left hand from Lieben. Nogueira with a left hand, a right jab and a left hand that's blocked. A quick exchange of strikes does not produce anything to end out the round. I mean, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Definitely Chris won the round. we'll see. I mean, they're both getting tired now, though. That was a crazy first round. They threw a lot at each other. We'll see what happens as they engage. There's a left jab from Nogueira, but the right hook's blocked. There's a good angle from Lieben that finds a nice 1-2. They step in and strike. Lieben connects with the right hand, and Nogueira with a jab, but doesn't connect with the right hand of the body. As Lieben avoids the right hand of the body, counters with the right jab and a left cross. They meet in the center again. As Nogueira misses the right hook and gets countered with a jab and a powerful left hook, and he gets knocked out by that left hook. So what a win for Chris Lieben. As I'm surprised that was rated decent. I thought that fight was pretty fun. I mean, I love me a good stand-up battle. 7-3. It's Chris Lieben. 6-4. I'll be a little nog. So now they're all tied up again. The poor Brazilians. They get a lead going. As Chris Lieben thanks everyone connected to Ricardo Aida's Jiu-Jitsu for having him prepare for the fight and his sponsor supporting him financially. Then taunts Melvin Manoff for decking him like the coward that you are. As that would also be a very fun fight, Melvin Manoff and Chris Lieben. So, Rodrigo Hus and Tim Kennedy, 13-7, 12-4, minus 150, minus 150 rather for Tim Kennedy, plus 110 for Rodrigo Hus, as 12-4 San Luis. San Luis. Oh my God, why can I not say? Oh my God, I just can't even say it right now. As fucking Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 6'1", 185, 5'11", 205. San Luis Obispo. I couldn't believe I couldn't say it. I still think I fucked it up. I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. Let's just keep it going. Yves Levine's our referee. Ringside judges. As Rodrigo, who's being it from a crowd, gets a loud cheers. He enters. As a fight begins, they come in together and trade leather, but neither fighter really does any damage. As Hus moves on. It moves in on Kennedy, preparing to throw. A punch from Hus fails to land, as Hus doesn't trouble his opponent with a combination thing of a high right head kick. And Kennedy even caught that head kick, and looking to get a takedown, and he does. Now just going to smother him. Yeah, you're in Tim Kennedy's world now. As Kennedy spots an opportunity to secure a guillotine choke, though, from the top. That would have been pretty nuts. He's trying to pass guard. As then the scramble results in Kennedy grabbing Hus and shoving him against the ropes. So now Hus just stuck against the ropes there, as they remain in that position for about a minute, dirty boxing each other, smothered against the ropes. Hus is just going to be stuck there for another grueling battle for another minute. Yves Levine looks to bring him back into the center. And look, there'll be a shot from Kennedy, but Hus was more aggressive, took the initiative. There's a left jab behind something behind on the big right. So again, Hus comes in on Kennedy, looking to unleash some strikes. There's his defensive jab. As he lands the left jab and misses the vicious right hand as Rodrigo Hus. Jab is wide, then hits Kennedy with a straight right. Hus, again, just can't really find the damaging shots. Is hitting the left hand, but not hitting the vicious right hand. As connects with the jab, but Kennedy evades the big right punch again. As he seems to be telling it, or something is going on. There we go. He finally does it. Hits the straight right hand. As Kennedy aggressively moves in and grabs him into a judo throw, looking like. He's got him. Beautiful hip throw. As now Kennedy's got his back. Looking to get both hooks in, looking for the rear naked choke, and he's got it to end out Rodrigo Hus's performance at 13-8, and he loses to Tim Kennedy in Brazil, just under, with a minute left in the round, 51 seconds if you want to be exact. And Tim Kennedy wins it, and 13-4, as he gives a name check to everyone on the American Top Team, all of his fears, sponsors all of his friends, family, and supporters. He's asked who he wants to face next in his next fight. Implies they still he'll be able to compete against Ryan Jensen. As our next bout, Frank Mir against Rafael Earthquake Carino. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Americans / I guess outsiders. I don't think there's been anybody else that's been, at least so far it's been America versus Brazil, but I think there might be, as far as elsewhere on the card, I think there might be somebody else. Oh yeah, Ryan Bowe's from Japan. So yeah, they're, I guess, foreigners versus Brazilians. So far, the foreigners have been winning, and I think it's going to keep the streak going here with Frank Mir. 9-3, 10-3, 6'1", 245, 6'8", 245. That's crazy. He's got 7 inches, but they still weigh the same. Frank Mir is just a beast. Both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys. Minus 280 for Frank Mir. Let's see if Frank Mir could avenge that loss, or if Rafael Carino can use that size to his advantage. He's got a roar from the crowd as he enters from around here. As opening bell, they touch gloves. They come together and start wrestling an over-under position in the clinch as Carino works his way into a down position. Looking for the trip takedown. Not happening, though, as Frank Mir controls him. Now looking for a sweep, and he's got it, and he's inside control, looking for mount. Can't quite get it, though. Looking for an armbar, fights off the armbar, though. A few right hands to the body. Some more, few punches with Arthur and Great Force, just trying to keep him there, but Eve Levine's going to stand him back up. There's a quick punch, doesn't hit, though, as Carino now is able to move in fast and clinch with him. Looking to sweep him, can do it, though, as Frank Mir every time blocks the sweep and then takes control and sweeps him right back down to the ground. As just going to keep on just throwing out punches, as Carino's trying to get some double underhooks on him, but can't do it. As he's just still just going to keep pounding away, but just smothering him, really, as he's looking to get side control. Up with the scramble begins, as Carino gets up to his feet, but then Frank Mir just drives him right up against the ropes, and they're going to remain there for 60 seconds, doing very little other than occasional short punches to the body. Looking for the sweep, and he's got it again, and he's in side control again. So far, Frank Mir has just outclassed Rafael Carino. It hasn't been close. I wish Frank Mir would try to finish the fight, though, but that's alright. As his first round, obviously very dominant performance for Frank Mir. Second round, as Carino steps forward, willing to take a few shots if he gets close enough to wrestle. Quick punch doesn't land, though, so that gives Carino time to try to grapple him, which I don't even know why you're trying, because every time it's been the exact same fucking thing. He stops you, then sweeps you. As there's a few right hands, takes a moment to plan ahead, though. Now looking to burst into life here is Carino. Look at the scramble. But he's too quick, though, as Frank Mir just going to grab side control. As there's a few punches. Trying to transition the guard, can't quite manage it, though. Looking to get mount. He can't get mount, though. There's always just this stalemate where they just can't really finish the fight. They're going to stand back up to 37 seconds. As Frank Mir's starting to breathe a little heavier, though. And there's a straight right hand, though. Nice straight right hand, but Carino times it well and starts for the clinch to end out the round, but it's not going to matter because it's the end of the round. Another win as far as that round for Frank Mir. Carino's going to have to finish the fight if he wants to win it. It's been a bit of a snoozer, though. Hasn't been great, as Carino steps in, seemingly willing to take a few shots, gets close enough to grapple. Can't hit the step left jab, and then catches Carino with a right hook, though. There we go. There's a right hook, at least, but Carino's just going to, again, oh, there we go. He's finally got a takedown. Let's see what happens, as he's peppering him small strikes, keeps it very tight, though, not giving Frank Mir, obviously, any room to work with, because he's Frank fucking Mir. As he's blocking a sweep from the guard, now not allowing his opponent any room to work with, submission-wise, rather. As he's going to drag him in close. A couple of short punches there. As, again, very worried. Oh, he's got the arm, though. It's not going to get taken, though. Looking for it again. Fends it off well. Referee's going to stand him up with 1:09 left. As there's a quick punches in it, though. And the Carino, again, doing a great job of shooting in. But he gets caught with a nice jab in the right hand. And there's a gash underneath the eye. As Carino's still coming forward, though. And there's another jab, but it fades the big punch. That's Carino, and now he's got a hold of him, looking for another takedown. He's got it. If only this round was, if this fight had like 5 rounds, Carino might have somehow been able to win rounds 3, 4, and 5. But, yeah, I mean, he's going to at least come out with a round win, but he's not going to win the fight, obviously. That would be going to Frank Mir. Yeah, I mean, that's just a tough loss. When you have a game plan that just so severely didn't work. He finally got it to work there in the 3rd round, but it's just a little too late, and he couldn't finish him. Frank Mir going to be 10-3, 10-4 will be Rafael Carino. As he praises his team, is very responsive of his fans again this morning, praises Carino for the tough fight. It's now our co-main event, Leopoldo Cerro taking on Rich Ace Franklin. 21-4-1 and 1 no contest, 13-4. The foreigners are running away with this one, but maybe the Brazilians can win the co-main event. It's 6 foot 205, 6'1", 205, kickboxing, wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Brazilian top team, The Pit. Close on our betting lines, minus 130, plus 100 for Rich Franklin. Obviously we don't know what Leopoldo's going to do. But I would kind of hedge my bet to Rich Franklin here. We'll see. Big John McCarthy's, again, the referee. Roar from the crowd as Leopoldo enters. He's from around here. As opening bell, Franklin lands a flurry of 3 quick punches. Can't connect with the spinning back kick, though. Can't connect with the jab, and then scores with left cross that lands hard. Throws a hook to the body, but Cerro steps back to avoid it. Takes a chance to shoot in on Franklin, which does not happen, though. But he drives up against the ropes. We'll see if the trip gets it. It's a superb outside leg trip, and he's got an arm triangle. Well, it gets blocked. Never mind. As Cerro blocks a temptable guard, there's a knee strike to the ribs. Looking for a knee bar. Cerro is getting busy, though. I like that, as he's inside control, just keeping them guessing. Obviously, he's in control. He wants to win this round, so he's just going to kind of confidently comes in closer, though, as Rich Franklin after the referee stands him back up. As he fails to follow his jab, and lands the left hand, though. as a jab is wide and hits a beauty of a straight right, or straight left rather, obviously Rich Franklin southpaw, on Leopoldo Cerro, as he can't connect with a jab, and then there's another straight left hand that lands hard. Can't up the set right jab, then scores the left cross though. It's Rich Franklin getting busy on the feet, as he can't connect with sub strikes. There's another big left hand, a jab lands from Franklin, falling kick to the body misses though. Halfway point, Franklin confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. A jab lands from Franklin, leaves himself wide open for the attempted kick to the body, but look at Leopoldo catching the leg kick. Looking for the takedown, and he's got it. Looking to pass guard, he loses control momentarily, and scramble begins as Franklin is turtled up with Cerro on his back. Oh, there's a couple of nasty looking punches now, and he has clearly rocked Franklin. As there now some right hands, but Franklin deals with him comfortably. Franklin's back up, but he does still have back control. Let's see what he's going to try to push him against the ropes. He can't. He stops Franklin from breaking free though, looking to just drag him back down to and he does so. As it's a struggle, but he's finally got the takedown, and he can't prevent Cerro from getting side control either. There's a knee strike to the ribs, looking for a knee bar. Franklin blocks it, looking to get mount, as he bucks the hips and starts to scramble, as Franklin just ends up in guard. Applies a double underhooks, keeping Franklin from launching any attacks to end out the round. I mean, pretty back and forth. Definitely Leopoldo, as far as takedowns-wise, did a great job. Franklin did a good job, though, as far as standing up. He just couldn't really get that knockout, or even a knockdown. But, yeah, it's a close one, though. Close one. I think it's a lot closer than what the fight metrics say. Because Rich was doing a great job of keeping him busy. This is going to be a pretty good fight, though. We'll see what happens in the second. As Leopoldo keeps slightly out of range, looking for that chance to dart in and shoot in on Franklin. Connects with a nice jab and then hits a nice left hand that lands hard. Cerro hits a tentative right hand jab. It's a combo into the roundhouse body kick and fails to land. Franklin is still moving well. He's breathing a little deeper now, as he scores a weak flicked right-hand jab, as he can't connect with step strikes, and catches Cerro with a crunching left hook, though. Cerro is going to shoot in for the takedown. He's got it. He's doing a great job as far as takedowns go, as Franklin can't block the pass, and he's left pulling guard. Does a few strikes, clearly slowing things down so he can catch his breath. Looking to sweep from the bottom, doesn't budge him, though. Halfway point, as far as trying to get to the halfway point in the guard, but he can't get past it, rather, as Franklin trying to sweep him, but it's not happening. As, Franklin's just going to get stuck kind of pretty much in half guard, and as looking to pass the side control, but Franklin starts to scramble. The scramble begins, and Cerro sees that Franklin sees his left leg in, and quickly tries to seize it. As, Franklin gets out on top and side control. What a tactical arrow. Too bad there's pretty much 30 seconds left in the round, and yeah, I mean, that was definitely a win for Leopoldo, but again, it's pretty close. Rich Franklin's going to have to do a lot more, though, in this third if he wants to win. He's got to really turn it up, as there's a right jab, but Cerro dodges the big left head kick that follows up. I mean, that would have been a fight ender, I'm sure, if that would have landed. Combo that ends with a roundhouse body kick fails to land for Franklin, and he even gets caught, too. That leg kick has been caught a couple of times, but this time Cerro can't get the takedown. They're just going to keep him trapped against the ropes. A minute passes. They just remain there. There's a trip from Leopoldo Cerro, and that's pretty much the end of this fight here, as Franklin's going to take a knee strike to the ribs a couple of times, halfway point in the round, looking to get from side control to mount. As he gets it, almost gets it, but Franklin bucks his hips, and they start to scramble, as ends up with Cerro grabbing Franklin, shoving him against the ropes, looking for another takedown, and he's got it. Gives up the back, got both hooks in, looking for that rear naked choke finish, and he's got it. Leopoldo Cerro doing a really good job, and that's a great win. And, I mean, this man is a savage as far as how many takedowns he can attempt, even that unibrow. It's something to be feared for Leopoldo Cerro. 6 and 8 on takedowns. A lot of strikes landed on the ground. Finally got his back and took the submission in the third. Tough fight for Rich Franklin. Tough fight to lose, as Leopoldo Cerro thanks his sponsors and all of his fans. It's very happy to have won in his Pride debut, and it's very happy to be here. Our main event, Jeremy Gumby Horn taking on Fabio Maldonado. As 46, 14, and 4, 17 and 7, minus 210 for Fabio Maldonado, plus 160 for Jeremy Horn. Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Sao Paulo, Brazil, boxing jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Fabio, just stand-up wise, he's a fucking savage. And I just don't think Jeremy Horn has what it takes. We'll see, though. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. As Herb Dean's a referee, a ringside judges, Maldonado looks significantly bigger than Jeremy Horn is as they prepare for this fight, even though they weighed in the same yesterday, as he gets a good reaction from the fans. He enters. He's fighting from our own crowd as they touch gloves. Left hand but misses when he attempts to go for the body afterwards. A wide hook to the body as Horn avoids it. Look at Jeremy Horn with a good defense, moves in fast, now clinching with him, looking for the takedown, doesn't happen though. Now looking for it again, he's got the trip. Alright, it's Jeremy Horn, prepping those small strikes, keeping it very tight, not giving him any room. There's a minor strike. There's a few strikes clear, slowing things down though. Wary of the submission, as Horn keeps it very tight again. What a great game plan from Jeremy Horn. He knew Fabio was going to come out strong, just kind of bobbing and weaving, waited for that chance to get that trip takedown. And now just not giving him any room to work with. Just took out pretty much half the first round. As now we'll see what happens as Herb Dean's going to stand him up. Maldonado comes in close, looking to unleash some strikes. Jab hits home. There's a nice right hook to the ribs. As he kind of hit the step left jab, and there's another straight right hand that lands hard. Well, here's now Fabio's going to really light him up now. He's like, I can't lose this round. Fails to find him his jab and catches Horn with the right hook. As he connects the jab and evades the big right punch. Lands the left jab and misses the big right hand. Hits the left jab, he's backing away. There's two left hands from Maldonado as Horn steps back and avoids the right to the body. Defensive jab hits from Horn. There's a left jab, Horn dodges the leg kick that follows as he fails to form his jab and then catches Horn with a crunching right hook. Comes in looking to strike again. Can't hit the left jab, but scores the right cross, lands hard. Defensive jab hits from Horn. Lands the hook to the body. Maldonado fails to land anything, rather, or the attempt to the land hook to the body fails to land. I'm an idiot. As there's a wide hook to the body that, but Horn avoids it. As now there's a left jab, but finds something there on the big right. There's a quick one too, but doesn't land either blow. Takes a chance to grab Maldonado in the clinch, looking to take him down. As that gets blocked, as now he takes control of the grapple. Is now trying to push him against the ropes. Maldonado achieves it. Pins him against the ropes. There's a vicious foot stomp. Pins Horn up against the ropes. Hits a couple of nice right hands to the side of the head. Tries to use some dirty boxing skills, but Horn uses wrestling to prevent any skills from happening. As using dirty boxing, Maldonado catches a Horn with a hard right hand. There's a knee to the side of the stomach. Yeah, Maldonado was definitely landing a lot of shots. But Jeremy Horn, though, I mean, that was a great first half of the round. Just couldn't really keep up with him, though, once they stood him back up. We'll see what happens in the second, as Maldonado lands the left jab, the big right hand of the body fails to find his target. His attempt to the body, the hook to the body, rather, fails to land. Taking a few gulps of breath, Maldonado giving a first inning starting to tire a touch as a jab hits home from Maldonado, then it's Horn the beat of a straight right. Horn warily circling, looking for that opening. He needs to initiate some grappling. It's a left hand, but Horn avoids the big right punch, as Horn may have been aiming to get in close, but Maldonado aggressively takes the initiative. Attempt to land a hook to the body fails to land. Two left jabs and hits a nice straight right hand that lands. As, Horn is back off his feet. That is not good, as he is clearly rocked by that last blow. Looking for that vicious right uppercut and try to finish him, but Horn is able to avoid it. And Horn is rushing in, worried about getting fucked up even more. There's a jab and another nice straight right hand that lands hard. He can't connect with the jab, but it's the big right hand. As again, he rocks him and immediately advances his Maldonado. He is sensing this fight can be near, as there's a big right hand that catches Horn flush and snaps his head back. Now looking for a Muay Thai clinch, as Horn blocks the knee strike, cannot get free of the... How many? Oh, there's a hard elbow from the Muay Thai clinch, and that is a nasty cut above the eye after that elbow. Man, I mean, that is... And he's still got him into it. Look at Jeremy Horn, though. Look at the get a takedown in the round. He does so. Jesus Christ. I mean, first of all, I don't know how Jeremy Horn survived that round. That to get a takedown to end it, too, that's all hard right there. We'll see what happens in this third, but yeah, they got to check on that cut. As there's a jab that lands, and then there's a crunching right hook. I don't know how Jeremy Horn keeps on coming, as there's a punch, but Horn avoids it, as he comes in close and clinches with him, trying to take him down to the ground. Defends him well, though, does Maldonado. Now he's got control. Got him against the ropes. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a Muay Thai clinch here, if he can. So there's a left hand, and then a right hand to the body. Hits the left jab, but scores with the right cross that lands hard. As now Horn keeping slightly out of range, looking at that chance to dart in and grapple with him, and there it is. Looking for the trip takedown, he's got it. As there's a few punches, they're not throwing any great force. Horn punching down on Maldonado. As now giving some elbow strikes. Fails to land anything significant, though. Throws a few right hands to the body. I mean, he's not doing damage, but he's landing a lot of shots in that round. He definitely, if this was a round-by-round basis, he probably won the round. But I think as far as the fight goes, definitely Fabio Maldonado won that one. But, I mean, fair fucks to Jeremy Horn for not getting finished. He landed a lot of shots, just the shots didn't really matter, you know? Yeah, just as a whole, definitely Fabio Maldonado won that round won the fight because of the second, how much damage he did, and he was just a full force menace, and no surprise really. As Fabio Maldonado gives the name to everyone at WMMA Jiu-Jitsu, all of his favorite sponsors, all of his friends and his supporters, he has a lot of respect for Jeremy Horn, praises stuff as he should, because he took a lot of damage there. Yeah, commercial rating 80. Critic rating 65. We probably will lose some pop in some places for sure with that. The Leopoldo Cerro fight with Rich Franklin was really good. I'm just fair fucks to Jeremy Horn for staying in there in that main event. Frank Mir and Rafael Carino was a bit one-sided. There's a lot of what kind of one-sided affairs. I thought Chris Lieben and Little Nog was a lot better fight than decent, but I guess that's just me. Yeah, everywhere. Except for in China and South Korea, Africa, and even Brazil, too. So at least it wasn't a complete failure. Definitely losing almost 2 points in Japan is bad, but hopefully we can get that back. Yeah, fight of the night, submission of the night for Leopoldo. I kind of want to give a performance bonus for Chris Lieben, to be honest. Just, I felt like he was doing a really good job as far as that fight with Lil Nog. He was a savage. Yeah, at least we made $4 million, almost 5. And so thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time for more WMMA 5, as it will be Pride of Sea, as we're marching closer and closer to that 100th episode. I can't wait, as take care, everyone.